where we supposed to be at. We got a whole other nation fighting over our land like it's theirs.
Y'all got militaries, man. What do the Negro, Latino, and Native American got, man? What the hell do we got? We ain't got a pot to piss in, man. We in all the ghettos all over the world, man. On the bottom. And our people got this false illusion that we doing okay, we doing all right.
We doing better. Who's that?
That's an illusion, man. Just because a handful of you didn't made it, so-called made it, that don't mean shit, man. And know what they did to try to make it. Know what they did.
And like in that movie, what was that movie? Maybe Stomp the Yard. I think it's Stomp the Yard and Drumline. And then when they brought that up, it's like, know what somebody, there were men that did great things so you can be where you are today. Ain't no praise. I don't have praise for those men. I got praise for the men that been before me in this book.
That's right.
But all that Martin Luther King and whoever else, I ain't got no praise for them. They sold, basically what they did was they sold out to get some, to help us get some type of position in this society, in a wicked society. They didn't try to bring in righteousness. They just forwarded what was going on. They got us off the chain, I guess. They got us on the birth certificate and Social Security card.
They put us in a worse slavery.
Right.
Or even more worse slavery.
So why are they praise worthy?
Yep. That was it, right?
I had what you was talking about in Psalms 9 chapter. Romans 9 chapter. Romans chapter 9 verse 1. I say the truth in Yahweh Shai, I lie not.
Yep.
My conscience also bearing witness in the Holy Spirit.
That's right.
That I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart.
Yep.
For I could wish that myself were accursed from Yahweh Shai for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh.
According to the flesh, the lineage, go ahead.
Who are Israelites.
Who are Israelites, go ahead.
To whom pertaineth the adoption.
To whom pertaineth the adoption. What's the adoption? The Lord dying on that cross to redeem us, man, from under the law.
Pertaineth still means current.
That's right.
Not pertain, it's still in action.
Yep.
It says, and the glory and the covenants.
And the covenants. And the covenants.
Both covenants. Not just the first one, and then the second one's for everybody. Both covenants.
Yep. The old and the new.
Yep.
For Israel. Go ahead.
It says, and the giving of the law.
And the giving of the law.
That was after the covenants, bro.
Yes, it was.
You know what I'm saying? That showed that they said that
because the Lord made the covenant with Abraham before, way before the law was written down. You know, and the law back then was more verbal,
right?
But than written. It wasn't written later until Moses came on the scene. You know, but it was always with us, within the chosen line.
Right.
Go ahead.
So, and the giving of the law, and the service of the Most High, and the promises.
And the promises, which is what? The kingdom of heaven. You know? The Lord promised us that He was going to make us an everlasting covenant. He promised us that we was going to have an everlasting kingdom. You know? He promised us that He was going to make us as the sand of the sea and as the constellations of the heavens. That's what He promised us.
Whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Yahweh Shai came.
As concerning the flesh, the Lord came. So He only came for the 12 tribes, man.
Concerning the flesh, Yahweh Shai came. Now, we it doesn't skip now. It doesn't jump from another lineage to somebody else. It's still Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
That's right.
That flesh, that lineage.
Yep.
It says, who is over all, Most High, blessed forever. Amen.
That's right. Get Joel 2 and start at 27.
Joel chapter 2, verse 27. It says, and ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel.
The Lord is only in the midst of Israel. That's the only people the Lord is dealing with. And we ain't talking about them gutter rats over there that's calling themselves Israelis or so-called Jewish people, because they're imposters. They're not the real people of the Lord. They nothing but demons over there polluting the land. We talking about the Negroes here in America that served captivity, hardcore bondage, man. The ones that was down south picking cotton. And they had to flee up north and was still running into plantations. We talking about those people. We talking about the Hispanics and natives that was already over here before the white man got over here and pillaged them, raped, robbed, and murdered them and took their land from them. We talking about those people. Go ahead.
It says, and ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your power.
Yep, he's our power. The Lord is dealing with us, man. He's our power. All right?
And none else.
And nothing else. He had to make that plain. I'm in the midst of you and none else. My spirit is only with you. Go ahead.
It says, and my people shall never be ashamed.
Why should we ever be ashamed if we got the Most High, the highest power that be with us, man? There's nothing to be ashamed of, man. We the Lord's chosen, man. You know?
Keep going.
Keep going. Go all the way down to the end.
It says, and it shall come to pass afterwards that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh.
Yep.
And your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams.
Yep.
And young men shall see visions.
And it's talking about the last days. And we're in that time now. The Lord is putting His spirit out there on His men. And then you also even have women among our nation that get visions. The Most High might deal with them in their dream, in their sleeps. And they tell their men, and their men actually, break it down, man. There was some, prophetess in the ancient days, man. But the Most High, of course, is mainly dealing with the men. But we in that time where the Most High is putting His spirit on His people, man. And now the truth is coming out.
I said like this, bro, to be clear about what we're saying about there being women that were prophecies that the Lord dealt with, it was because they had men that the Lord was dealing with.
Exactly.
That an order was established in there.
Yep.
They're not going to skip the man to deal with the woman. That's not going to happen. That's the difference.
Yep.
A lot of you women think that the Lord is going to skip over the man and just deal with you women. It don't go that way.
Nope.
You got to go through a man. That's why Barak and Deborah, she had Barak as an example.
Yep. That's right. And then her name started with an H, but it was back in the time of the kings, man. And she was considered a prophetess. Her husband was a man of the Lord, though. I forget his name, but I think her name was Huldah, if I'm not mistaken. But she was considered a prophetess, and all she did really was to go and let Jake know, not Jake, but to let them know that society was about to crumble. And she sent messengers to go and let them know that, man. she wasn't out teaching men or nothing like that, but
Right.
the Lord revealed to her that he was about to
So she went
deal,
along.
and she went and sent the message that the Most High was getting ready to deal.
Just
Man.
like
That's what
Mary.
a prophet does that.
Right.
You know?
Just like Mary. She didn't go start teaching men. She didn't teach the apostles. She just told them that the Lord, hey, he's not in the tomb.
Yep.
He must be up and walking around. He must be risen in that way.
Oh yeah, they said they couldn't.
And Salah, it was during the time of Josiah. You know, she basically sent out the message that the Lord was getting ready to deal with Jerusalem, man, because Israel was being wicked. Go ahead.
Verse, it's Joel chapter 2, verse 29. And also upon the servants and upon the handmaids, in those days will I pour out my spirit. I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire.
And the Lord is
pillars of
showing,
smoke.
and the Lord is showing signs and wonders, man.
Yeah.
Why you think we having these different eclipses in the heavens?
Yeah.
You know, we just had a solar eclipse
We had a lunar
and a lunar eclipse.
all in 1 year. And another type of eclipse coming along.
Yep,
The space debris.
yep.
From NASA said that in December that's supposed to go down the other.
It's supposed to be 6 days of darkness.
Yeah, man. And hey, let me tell you this. Somebody told me, they was like, well, what if it don't happen? I said, more importantly, if it don't happen, what if it does happen? What does that mean then? What if it does happen? Then what?
Right.
Yeah, I thought so.
Right.
I thought so.
Yep. Go
It
ahead.
says, read 30 again. It says, I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke.
Yep.
The sun shall be turned into darkness,
Yep.
and the moon into blood,
Yep.
before the great and terrible day of the Lord comes.
That's right. Before that great and terrible day that the Lord comes. And it is going to be terrible. The day of the Lord will be terrible.
Well,
It's going to be terrible, man. It's going to be a nightmare for you
full
people.
of terror.
It's going to be worse than the most horror movie that you've ever saw in your local theaters, man. Straight up. Just imagine that. Because the Lord is angry with you people.
You don't love everybody due to contrary to popular belief. The Lord don't love everybody.
You know, it's going to be a strange day that day, man. And then you're going to see who's going to be the ones that were considered worthy of salvation.
Right.
In that day, when you see the destruction, this day that we talking about,
Yeah.
that's going to be the day that you see who's going to be delivered or who was counted worthy of salvation. Go ahead.
So then will the days of the righteous be made manifest.
Exactly.
So, verse 32, it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered.
And it's saying whosoever, so you get dumb and say, that's talking about whosoever, so that's saying
John
anybody.
3:16, whosoever. No.
No. It's not saying whosoever as in anybody. It's going to tell you among that whosoever. Go ahead.
For in Mount Zion, and in
Which is another
Jerusalem-
name of saying Israel.
Yeah. And in Jerusalem.
And in Jerusalem, which also
Capital city, so to speak.
Yep. talking about Israel. Go ahead.
It says, for in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance.
Yep.
As
Salvation,
Yep.
deliverance, same thing. So Israel's going to be the ones that's going to be delivered.
It says salvation.
That's right. It's the same thing.
Yep.
So only Jerusalem or Israel is going to have that deliverance. Go ahead.
It says, as the Lord has said, and in the remnant whom the Lord shall call.
He's only calling his a remnant, which is what? His chosen, his elect.
Yep.
And we ain't talking about the whole nation. We talking about the chosen within the chosen
Jerusalem and
of
Zion.
Jerusalem and Zion. That's talking about the Israel of the Most High,
Yep.
the 144,000. And nobody really talks about the 144 except us, man. the real men of the Lord. You can just, but don't nobody really teach about the 144,000. That's mainly because they pastor stay away from the book of Revelation because he doesn't understand how to break it down to you properly. That's why he stays out of that book. That's why people don't know about the coming of the day of the Lord. They don't know about the 144,000. They don't know how the elect is going to be saved up out of here. They don't even know how the salvation is going to occur. But it keeps them paid to stay out of that book. Go ahead, Revelation was in the seventh chapter.
I want to go into the covenant.
Get it.
Covenant or
Get the covenant.
Okay.